Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am in this random car park in downtown Calgary. I'm about to go into this, I don't really know what to expect even. We're gonna have a studio session with models, and I think it's constant lighting we're using, so I don't have to worry about any of the strobe or flash stuff, which I have no clue about. And there's going to be DJ and stuff, and so yeah, I'm going to take some pics, and then I'll do some editing. But anyways, I'll show you some before and afters and stuff like that, and hopefully it's a fun time. Thanks for joining me again, and I hope you enjoy some of the stuff I get up to here. Okay. All right, well, let's have a look at this first image that I'm going to work on. First of all, I'm going to open it up here in the old DxO PureRAW6, and that's going to allow me to get rid of some of the noise, because I was operating with my older camera, which is a Canon 6D. It's pretty good with low light, but I only had an f4 lens on for most of the time. So let's just throw all the let's throw all the images in here, and then I'm going to work on one, and we'll see which one I pick. So let's work on this one and open it up. Yeah, I can see it might be hard for you to see, but there's quite a bit of noise in there. So I'm going to process this one. I'll cut through and speed it up, so you don't have to watch it wait while it thinks. Here it is, and let's just zoom in, and you can see some of the. It might be a little bit hard for you to see, but I think you can see a little bit of the noise there as it cuts through it. There's a dust spot there I have to get rid of. I'll do that later, and yeah, here of course this is Pure RAW6 again that I'm using, and it's timely for this photo shoot of mine. I'm glad that I had it. Anyways, I'm coming up here, I'm going to just speed through the rest of the edits that I make for this, and then I'll get, show you the final result that I did with a combination of, using this program and Lightroom edits. Okay, and here's the final version of that photo. I think it turned out really well. I was pleased with the sort of moody nature of it, and in the lighting, and the edit went really seamlessly as well. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Okay, I'm going to do some editing of some of the portraits and shots that I took at the model shoot. I thought I might do an ambitious one, which is going to be like a 3 or 4 program edit. So I think I'm going to start off with DxO PureRAW6, open up into Lightroom, do some basic editing, then go from Lightroom, and if there are any changes or any distractions or things that need editing out, I'm going to pull it into Photoshop to get rid of those, because for my money that has the best removal power and the best removal tools. And then I'm going to use some of the tools and some of the new tools that Luminar Neo has, and open up, and that it has some good sort of skin and portrait rendering options, and then from there back into Lightroom to finish it off. Anyways, that's the plan. It's I'm going to go through all of that with you. So I've got Pure RAW6 open, and I'm going to just shrink up here, and you can see some of the photos that I've been thinking of working on. So maybe I'll just go through them here. That one's a pretty good one. That one's a really good one. I mean, all of these shots are... I did a kind of a similar short reel for this one, so maybe I want to do that one. That one's kind of neat with her, with the light reflections and the light things hitting her. That one needs a lot of work in terms of exposure and contrast, so that might be a big change. And I like the way this all falls into that triangle of tube lighting, so that's kind of neat. That one's neat, but I don't know if she's quite looking at camera. It's kind of in between, so I might give that one. That one she's not looking at camera, but it's a neat picture. So maybe that one, similar to these guys. I think maybe that one. That one's great. And then there's that one. Maybe let's work on this one. This one, I don't know if you can see it, does have a bit of, I'm going to zoom right in. That's quite a bit of noise. So let's select this guy, and we'll deselect this guy, and we'll hit process file, and it's going to do its DxO PureRAW6 thing. I've already got it to export that as a DNG file, and then open it up into Lightroom straight away. So it's finishing, and here's the, let's have a look at the results. So yeah, as I showed you before, you can really see it on her forehead here and over there. And let's just show you what it's done. It's just murdered it. Murdered that noise. I just can't believe it. Like, it's so amazing. And it just tweaked her a little bit, sharpens her up. So I'm pretty happy with that. So automatically I've got my settings that it will open up in Lightroom, so that's already happened. So let's pull that open. Okay, so back here in Lightroom, and so let's click on that, and we'll go into develop, and I'm just going to talk you through some of the things I might want to do with this edit. So let's zoom in. Of course, I'm going to adjust some of the exposure. I'm going to increase the contrast and make it more vivid. And then I'm going to open up into Luminar Neo, as I suggested, and work on some of the skin and body tweaks that program has, which is very minimal. I mean, we don't need to do much here. Like, it's an amazing pose, but it you know, it's got some cool features. It just can zero in on something like there's like a face aspect, and you can brighten, you can highlight that alone and brighten aspects of the face and stuff. So might work on some of that. And then once it's pulled from Luminar and in Photoshop back into Lightroom to finish it off. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to just make some basic edits now, and then we'll proceed to go through into those other programs like I mentioned. I changed it to Adobe Portrait just to see how that works, and then here's Camera Faithful. I always like to use Camera Faithful, but it's pretty nice in Portrait, so I'm just going to skip ahead to that. I'm going to increase the exposure here, and that just shows you a bit of over or under exposure still in some of the dark areas. So I'm going to just brighten that up, but I don't want to get rid of all of them. Like, I want the contrast in the face of these lines cutting across her. So I'm just going to deal with some of these elements here. I like that. That's looking pretty good. So now the image that I'm working on is opened up in Photoshop. So we're going to remove some of those distractions I was talking about and then pull it back into Lightroom. Okay, I got my stylus pen. Let's move in here. And we're just going to hit the remove option and see how that works. I mean, I guess that's all right. It's created this little weird shape, but like, that's pretty natural. You wouldn't know if you were just looking at this for the first time that wasn't the shape, because like you can see right here, the pocket wows out and there's this shape that actually kind of looks like that. So I think that's fine. We're going to put it onto the lasso and draw around this little part here. I'm going to zoom right in. I think that's actually worked pretty well. All right, now let's zoom back out. Anything else we want to? Maybe I'll just crop that in the final. And then there's some marks on the wall here I might get rid of. Let's do that. I might just pull it into, unless there's any other major ones, I might just pull it into Lightroom to get rid of dust spots and any other imperfections. But before that, I'm going to just commit these changes and hit yes. That's going to send it back to Lightroom with those changes. You can see that this down here is missing the and her bracelets and stuff. But before we go further, well, let's get rid of let's go to the eraser tab, and I'm just going to hit dust and I'm going to hit apply. And I don't think there was that much, but if there was any that it'll identify, that it'll just get rid of them on its own, might as well. Now let's pull this into Luminar Neo. And let's edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. So it's going to open up that. And then I'm going to do some of the work on the skin and the face. And I kind of feel bad saying that, as if it sounds like I'm like needing to make corrections on her, and she's like amazing, so I don't need to make corrections in that regard. But I'm just gonna there's like a feature, as I was saying earlier, in Luminar Neo that will just identify like specific areas. Like there's one for the, well, I'll show you one for the face, and you can just brighten specifically that area, and so that's more of an exposure change than I'm saying, oh, there's a defect. So I think you get me. So here we are in Luminar Neo. Let's scroll. So let's go to face, and here's the what I was saying about the lighten. It's just gonna boom, whack it up. I mean, I don't need. Just gonna do it the very smallest amount. Yeah, I like that. And then we can do, let's just zoom in. And we can do a little smoothing if we want. We'll just do a little bit. And we'll do some shine removal, I think. Let's just zoom in, and is there any... You can like do stuff on the iris flare. I'm gonna just do a little brightening of that. I don't need, of course I'm not gonna enlarge eyes, like that's kind of weird. But we can make her the eyeball parts whiter. Now there's an eye enhancer, but I think that just sharpens it up. I don't think she's really got any red eye to worry about. Dark circles, no. And then there's a blemish removal tool, which I don't really, again, think we need to add. And I don't like to, I like people to be natural. So I think that's good. I've made a few changes in there. Let's hit apply. That'll send it back to Lightroom. Here we are in Lightroom again. I think I'll open up the presets area. I've favorited some presets. This one's one of my favorite, but I don't know if in this case, like, look at that one. I don't mind that, but that's actually not bad. Sometimes I'll just go down through these and have a look. Now I'm going to go back to the main, and I'm going to just increase the contrast overall. I like that. Oh yeah, I was going to get rid of a little bit of that, yeah. And I think that's probably good. Let's hit full screen. I thought it would be fun to do this one converted into a black and white version, so I think it sort of lent itself to that, and I did that with Nick Silver Effects. Okay, well, I think that's about enough editing for one episode. I know that was a lot of work and process to get through, so if you're more interested in just the end results, then I thought I would finish off with a gallery of some of the images from the day and let you have a look at those. Started off with this woman here who I actually did a work process short on, so you can see that here. And then I also I like this woman who had this striking red dress on. I got a couple of pictures of her at different times, which were pretty great. And then this woman did a lot of kind of like cyberpunk type shots, and she was a bit more punky, which she had a cool vibe. And this woman had this fun flat cap on and a dress on, and it was kind of a cool look together. And then finally, here's this same girl from earlier, and I had her do a sort of flipping off at the camera sort of rage shot, and we both got a laugh out of her doing that at the time. So anyways, hope you enjoyed those, and thank you for checking out the channel, and thank you for checking out the edits. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear what you think about any of these shots or techniques. And I hope to see you next time on the channel. I would love it if you gave a like, and I'd love it if you join me again. Subscribe so you know when I'm posting. I do a long form video and then a short form, or short, and sort of alternate between the two, so it's a bit of both. So anyways, love it if you join me, and take care. We'll see you next time, I hope.